Flynn here, and in this video I am going to be modeling how to fill out the organizer that is going to be your Google Cloud assignment this week. So in your assignment this week, your job is to summarize to the top of Dawn Wall. Since I am doing a model, I'm going to be summarizing a different article called Going to the Extreme, which you've also read before. Because we're not just copying my answers. I want you to be able to use your own noodle and figure out these same things with this other article to the top of Dawn Wall. So it's asking us to write the central idea, because I know a summary starts with the central idea. For to the top of Dawn Wall, I'm going to have to find 4 relevant details, but my article is much shorter, so I think I'm only going to be able to find 3. And then I'm going to have to end with an interesting final thought. So I'm going to be toggling back and forth here as I look at the article and go back to the text. The first thing I have to find is the central idea. There's a couple of things I want to look at when I'm looking for the central idea. The first thing is the title, because a good author tells me what at least the topic is in a title. So here I know the title's Going to the Extreme, and I'm trying to think, pardon me while I adjust this. Okay. I'm trying to think, okay, what does the author mean going to the extreme? Now, we've read this before, and I know they must be talking about extreme sports. Extreme sports is too general, though. That's just a topic. My main idea should be, okay, what about extreme sports are they trying to tell me? And for that, I'm going to have to reread the article. So I'm going to think aloud and try to find the central idea as I reread this article. His name is Aaron, but thousands of fans know him as Wheels. Wheels is an extreme athlete. He is the first extreme athlete to complete a backflip in a wheelchair. What's the reaction from the spectators who see him perform? Awesome. So just reading this first paragraph, so far I'm thinking it might be about this kid, Aaron, but I'm going to keep reading to find out. All over the world, athletes are pushing themselves in extreme sports. They are diving off scary high cliffs. They are jumping from building to building. They risk injury to do stunts that seem impossible and unsafe. Why? What makes athletes so determined to participate? Here are 3 reasons. Oh, okay, so as I read, I found out that this article isn't really about Aaron at all. This is telling me that athletes all over the world are pushing themselves in extreme sports. So I know it must be about athletes pushing themselves all over the world, and then it tells me that they're giving me 3 reasons. And without even reading this, these bold headings are really good indicators that these are probably the 3 reasons that they're going to tell me about. So to double check my central idea, I'm going to read the end of this to make sure it's still about extreme athletes risking them, like still participating in these activities, even though there's risks. For many athletes, these sports are worth the risks. Okay, that sounds like it supports my central idea. I've broken my elbow 3 times, Wheels said. I've hit my head hard enough to see stars, even in my helmet. I've strained all the muscles in my back. Still, I keep going. We can't all be extreme athletes, but we can all be fans. For athletes and fans, extreme sports are a thrill. So this sounds like it supported what I was thinking earlier for a central idea, that this must be about how extreme athletes participate in sports despite the risks. And then they're giving me 3 reasons. So I'm going to add that to my organizer. And when you do a Google Cloud assignment, you're really just writing in the organizer. It's going to submit it for you automatically, which is pretty nice. So my central idea, extreme athletes participate in extreme sports despite the risks for 3 main reasons. And I'm going to list those 3 reasons as my 3 relevant details. So let's look back at what those are. And since I'm summarizing, I'm not just going to copy feeling the rush. I want my reader to understand what that means, feeling the rush. So let's read this one to find out. Extreme athletes talk about the unforgettable adrenaline rush they get. Oh, okay, so they must be talking about this adrenaline rush. It happens when they complete a stunt successfully. It's a big part of their motivation. After I've done an unbelievable flip, my heart is pounding, my blood is racing, I feel incredibly alive. All right, so this sounds like to me that this rush, this adrenaline rush, is one reason that they participate in these extreme sports, even though they're risky. So I'm going to say one reason athletes participate in extreme sports is for the adrenaline rush. Pushing it to the edge. Nothing, kind of wondering what the edge means. Nothing motivates an extreme athlete more than hearing it can't be done. Extreme athletes pride themselves on tackling the impossible. Oh, so I guess the edge must be like the edge of what's possible. So they like trying things that people say are impossible. So I'm going to say another reason athletes participate in extreme sports is because they like to try to do the impossible. Let's look at my final reason. Getting crazy fit. So I know fit means like fitness, like being healthy. So let's see what they have to say about that. These sports are no joke. They take a lot of skill. They take agility. Training is a requirement. Extreme athletes are fit. They are ripped. They have to be. So I know that this is supposed to be a reason why they want to participate in the sport. And it sounds like to me, as it says getting crazy fit, they, I guess, get in good shape by participating in these extreme sports. So they have like good fitness and agility. So I'm going to say lastly, it's a good transition, shows my last idea. So I'm going to say lastly, extreme athletes participate in extreme sports to get fit and healthy. Now I have to end with my interesting final thought, and I actually think I'm going to switch this for you guys. I want it to be the same. Okay, interesting final thought. I'm going to look at how they ended this to try to see what the takeaway that this author is trying to get me from this. We can't all be extreme athletes, but we can all be fans. For athletes and fans, extreme sports are a thrill. Oh, so this idea that it's thrilling, that kind of supports and sums up everything that they said before, that it's something that was impossible, they get really fit, and that adrenaline rush. So I think I'm going to kind of restate their final idea, because I think that's what the author wants me to take away, is that extreme athletes participate in extreme sports because they are thrilling. And thrilling is an exciting word, so I'm going to end with an exclamation point. And that's it. That's the whole organizer. Remember, you're not going to the extreme. That would be too easy. You're going to be doing to the top of Dawn Wall, and you are going to have to find 4 relevant details. I only had 3 because my example was a shorter article than yours is going to be. I hope that's helpful and that you're able to fill out your summary this week. Good luck!